Hi, I'm NateBob27, and recently I did a tier list talking about like game companies and stuff like that. And it was a short, and I couldn't really make a lot of very detailed opinions. I made some opinions that made some people mad, so I'm redoing it in a full form content. I got a lot more companies here. I got lots of other companies, and I'm gonna be going more in depth talking about them. And let's get going. So first up is Nintendo, and yeah, Nintendo's S tier. My opinions have not changed. I mean, Nintendo's awesome. They make the best games. They make the best hardware. They basically saved the video game industry. We wouldn't even be playing video games nowadays if that Nintendo never fixed it. And they make the best games, and they're really just like the best company. They don't abuse their employees. EA, other people on this. Anyways, yeah, they are pretty good, and they're one of my favorite. They are my favorite. Next up is PlayStation. Another S tier, right? Next to Nintendo, because I mean you could basically say the same thing I said about Nintendo for Sony, because I mean they're cool. I mean they make really good hardware, super powerful hardware. They have a lot of good games, and they know what they're doing, because I mean every single console of theirs sells like 100 million units. They gotta know what they're doing, and just PlayStation is a good place to play games, a lot better than another place like this. Oh, Xbox, what have you done? I'm gonna put you in F tier, because you used to be good. Like back in like 2009, you could probably be like a B tier, maybe even an S tier, but you have fallen from grace all the way down to F tier. You've fallen from grace down straight onto your face, and it's really bad. Sorry, my chair is really squeaky. Yeah, you've definitely fallen down. I mean, what can I even say? Game Pass is way too expensive. You have no games. You have two good tentpole IPs. That's Halo and that's Gears of War. You messed up Halo something fierce, and Gears of War has been absent for a long time. The one thing you have now is Call of Duty, and even that is becoming stale because of Activision Blizzard. It's better than Xbox, because I mean they have more games, and they do make good games. They make like a bunch of like Diablo, and I think they make Diablo. Do they make Diablo? Well, I mean they make the Call of Duty games, and at least they're popular. I mean they're fun at least, but like they're not that good. They abuse the heck out of their employees. There's a whole scandal with that, and they're not really the best. I mean, if they had a couple more good games, they might be a C or B tier, but with the fact that really you can only play them on Xbox now, and the fact that they're super mean to their employees, just brings them down to a D tier. I'm thinking about F tier. If I put them in F tier, they would be like above Xbox. You see how like they're ahead in the list, but I still think I'm gonna keep them at D tier, because I mean they're not that bad. They're just a company. Okay. Next up is Bethesda. Bethesda, if the whole Xbox thing wouldn't have happened, Bethesda would be straight S tier every day of the week. I mean, you got Doom, you got Skyrim, you got the Fallout games, you got Wolfenstein, you have Starfield, you have so many amazing games, but they got bought by Xbox now, and the only way you can play their games are if you buy an Xbox or subscribe to Game Pass on your PC. And you can't, because like Microsoft owns Windows. Why can't you just download it on Windows? No, you can't. You have to play it on an Xbox or Game Pass, and that's just so stupid, and I don't want to do either of those things. So normally what would be an S tier every day of the week is now I feel so bad putting it in D tier, because it's so good, but like Xbox just droughted it out so bad. Another one is Ubisoft. Back in like 2015 to 2018, those were like the glory days of Ubisoft, but they fell down. Like you got the Assassin's Creed games, you got Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, you had the Rayman saga that happened fairly recently around that time, and then they just stopped. They started making live service games, and they are also really bad to their employees. And I mean, you've had a couple good hits. You had like Prince of Persia, and you had like Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope. But besides those two, you're really not the best. So with those two good hitters and the glory days back in the day, you're still B or C. But with treating your employees so bad, and with just like not like releasing us an Assassin's Creed game every year in Watch Dogs, it's just, you're a B tier now. Next up, From Software. I know this really isn't a company, but it's close enough. If it's a studio, it's close enough. So I'm gonna put it in S tier because I mean, they make the Dark Souls and Soulsborne games. Come on, they're S tier. Next up is PC. Last time I put PC in B tier, but moved it up to A tier. I was wrong. It made a lot of people mad. So I'm gonna put it in S tier because I mean, PC. You can literally play basically any game on PC, and depending on how good your PC is, it'll run fine. And with that goes Steam. Steam's also really good. It's basically an extension of Steam, and you have this Steam Deck. If you don't like PC gaming, you can play a Steam Deck now, so that's cool. And then what else do we have? You got Bandai Namco. This is basically FromSoft. It's FromSoft, but it's like just below FromSoft because FromSoft is part of Bandai Namco, but Bandai Namco, it's different. It's slightly worse because this doesn't have Dark Souls. That does have Dark Souls, but this has a lot of other stuff. I'm gonna put it here, but if I put like something else in here, I'll put it like, if I put it here, it'll still be above that. See, like that. But yeah, it's just, I mean, Bandai Namco's cool, but I mean, it's not S tier cool. And then we got Konami. I'm gonna be honest, I cannot name you one game Konami has made in the past couple years, probably. I cannot name one game they have made. I can't name one game they've made at all, really. I can't think of any, so that means it's forgettable, which means, yeah, I mean, I bet they're good games, but they're so forgettable I can't even remember one game they've made within the past 20 years, so that doesn't show well. Anyways, on to Capcom. You got Final Fantasy, you got Resident Evil, you got so many good games. You got Street Fighter. There are so many good Capcom IPs that it cannot be at least A tier. I'm thinking about S tier, maybe. Yeah, let's do it S tier. Let's go S tier, because I mean, Capcom's so good. They have so many good games, and they're just really awesome too. I mean, they're nice to Nintendo. I like that, and they're really good. Now, EA. Moving on. Okay, I'm kidding. It's just that EA, they're awful to their employees. They make nothing but microtransaction packed live service games that are just ruining the game industry, and it's just not good. And like, the few actual single player good games they make they're just not that good, and like, they're super stingy too. Like, they lay off all their employees. It's just, I don't like them. I can't believe I'm putting EA next to Bethesda. This is just stupid. Okay. Bethesda's, you're better than that. Okay. How about let's consider Bethesda, it never got bought out by Xbox. Let's just put it where it should be. And then Sega, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that Sega, their only good IP that at least I can think about and 90% of people even know about is Sonic, which, I mean, if you played a 3D Sonic game within the last 15 years, besides Sonic Frontiers, you're gonna be pretty disappointed. And Sonic Superstars, that's a really good game. I really like that game. Just one big hitter good game every like 5 years. That's not a good B tier. I know, like, Sega. Because I don't know. Okay, that's all the companies that I can make here are on there. So let's see. Do we want to switch anything around? Yeah, that's all I got. And am I missing any companies? 2K Games. 2K Games, they're basically EA. They just make sports games. They just make live service games. They're awful to their employees. I mean, they have some good stuff like BioShock and Outer. They would be right next to EA. Just putting it out there. Konami. I can't. Does anybody know? In the comments, tell me one major game that Konami has made within the past 15 years. And then maybe I'll have to make a part 2 changing some of this, but I really cannot think of even one. I don't know. And then Steam, I'm tempted to put Steam back down in A because Steam is really amazing, but I feel like there's just, you know, those indie games that are like bad indie games. I feel like Steam is just bloated with just millions, probably, I wanted to say thousands, but probably at this point millions of games that are just bad, that are just completely just garbagey. Somebody threw them together in Unity in like 5 minutes. I just feel like there are too many games on Steam that are like that. And just for that, I think I had to knock it down 1 point. I think I'm good on everything else. So let's order these. So Bandai Namco, yeah, seems better than Bandai Namco. I like where Sega is. That's good, because Ubisoft, they at least, you can name good games from them. You got Rayman, you got you got Prince of Persia, you got Mario and Rabbids. That's good. You can't name anything from Konami. At least I can't. Activision's better. And yeah, that's basically it. So, what did you think about my ranking? Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? Did I miss any gaming companies? Whatever it is, tell me in the comments down below. I'll probably make a part 2 to this, fixing this up and adding some companies. But until then, I'm NateBob27, and I'll see you in the next video.